Alright, welcome to another game of the 2014 After Hours Gaming League. This is week 5. On the blue team we have CCP. On purple team, Occult. This picks have already come out. Bans we did not get to see, but what we do see is a team without any ignites, 2 teleports on CCP. So kind of an oddball strategy, but is poised to take advantage of teams that forget that that kind of global presence is going to be on the table. On Curse's side, we've seen them pick up this sort of wombo combo comp a couple of times, especially earlier in the preseason, running big AoE ults out of Amumu, Varus, Nami, Shyvana, with the displacements from Nami and Shyvana feeding into Yasuo's ult, just looking to get a lot of press R, win game situations. So, will the teleports be able to make a difference in this wombo combo situation? Well, hard to say, but big ults out of Rumble and Lux have similarly large impacts in a team fight, so I say they've got a pretty good chance. And here in just a few seconds we'll be up to load and into the game. Here we go. Welcome to week 5 of the 2014 After Hours Gaming League. This week we have CCP, makers of EVE Online, here in the blue team. On purple side we have Occult. Now the comps that they've picked out already have a lot of area of effect ultimates with 2 teleports over any ignites for CCP. Curse, on the other hand, might have a loading trouble here with Amumu. Or, no, we have Amumu. Shyvana. Nope, alright, we're good. They've got big AoE wombo combo style team fighting. They're going to look for displacements out of Nami wave and Shyvana ult to feed Yasuo's ult, and just big lockdowns out of Amumu and Varus ults. So they are looking to dominate the mid game and potentially just have devastating team fight presence before a teleport even has a chance to play into the map. Let's see, we've got alright, we've got everybody at 100%. Should be ready to go in any second. Whoa, here we go. Everybody's loaded in. Let's go ahead and arrange everybody into their proper locations. There we go. Now, first off, motions right out of the gate. CCP moving as a group. They're pinging out their tri-burst. They're looking to form up for an invasion on blue, perhaps. Looking to take advantage of Amumu's slightly weaker early jungling presence. Item starts. We got a relic shield for Leona, coins, Doran's blades, of course. We got a shield versus a blade in top lane, and a ring versus a shield in mid lane. So Yasuo just looking to try to survive the range. Alright, Nami posted up in the river, saw them. They don't get caught by the binding, but Nami's going to flash out anyway, catch a good bubble. All five will proceed in and set up camp around this blue buff. Now, Curse was able to leave a ward on it as they were retreating, so they're going to be aware of some of this movement here. Got Yasuo posted up in the bush. He's got some vision of them. They're aware that this is going to have to be a heavily contested fight. A light binding misses, a bubble misses, there's piercing arrows coming out across them, and neither team is really willing to commit to a big engagement here. We've got two electro harpoons landing. Rumble's got ignited, almost going down. It's having to just walk away, try not to flash. Everything's level 1 skills are going out. There's a second ignite onto Rumble. That's going to take him down. A piercing arrow almost kills Vi, and there's almost a kill onto Leona as well. The flashes coming out from CCP all over the place. This is a really positive level 1 fight for CCP, for Curse here, and Petard just not paying attention. A bandage is going to land onto her, locking her down, and that's going to be 2 for 0 in a level 1 fight. Really good play by Curse, being able to just tiptoe their way around and find the moment where they have the advantage. Shyvana is going to be late to this top lane fight as a result. It's going to be at half health and behind on experience for missing that first wave. She's going to have an incredibly difficult time up here, but the extra advantage that her teammates have been able to pick up off of this should be able to offset the difference. Looks like, yeah, they took away the red buff there. Movement's going to go ahead and take his blue, and I need to turn on vision. There we go. No, bubble lands, and a piercing arrow comes out for some good trade. Varus is already out of mana after all that level 1 nonsense, though, so that won't last long. He'll want to go back and spend and refill on mana. We've got Vi clearing out the wraiths here. She's going to have to clear that red camp, and is going to be behind for a good while due to the fact that she did not choose to go pick up a Mumu's red buff and make it an even trade. She could have been just fine. Just start at blue, move up to red. We should just clear that camp out. And we'll have to just struggle through another couple of levels in the jungle getting caught up. Meanwhile, we've had Shyvana go back to base to refill her health, which means that she's level 2 to Rumble's 4. That's going to be still a very lopsided fight there. You see, put down just a tiny bit of damage onto Rumble. She's going to have to burn through those potions that she picked up in base, and sticking it out. Level 3 is going to make things a little better. Bot lane continuing to apply pressure on CCP. The farm right here is a good bit in Varus' favor. Speaking of farm, Rumble just crushing the Shyvana as expected, but mid lane, look at this discrepancy. 10 whole CS up for Yasuo, who, being ranged as he is, should be able to just be bullied for the first few levels by Lux, but that does not seem to be the case at all. We've got both junglers finished their first clears. We've got level 3 Vi coming down. Second guesses herself, saw the recall come out, and then just steps back. Is going to let it go, and a pause is going to come out from Curse.
A summoner has disconnected.
Curse has paused the game. Lux is having problems. Let's wait this out.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
Dutch Chucky is quit. Leona's trying to fix things as well. Let's see. While we're looking at this, it looks like Rumble must have made a play mistake to get forced out of lane like this. He's in the middle of a recall. Shyvana's pretty healthy. He is definitely not. It's unfortunate that we missed that. Well, maybe we can roll that back. Can we rewind while the game is paused? Yes. Yes, we can. Alright. So let's look at what happened top lane. He's already been whittled down quite a bit. And he went into the danger zone, or no, overheated, silenced himself. And Shyvana just able to put down more damage than you'd expect, I would assume. Oh, and look at that. It's unpaused. That's convenient. Fill that time right back up. And supposedly we're live. Rumble has changed his mind about going back. He's going to pick up this very valuable experience. About 2 waves worth here. Not to be missed. Vi is going to be looking for a gank mid. Does not realize she walked right past a ward. Yasuo should be clued in here. Mumu's in the area. Can counter gank if necessary. He's here at this blue buff. It's not going to spawn for quite a while since he started it. Vi is red. Looks like bot lane has already responded. They're making sure to secure this jungle. That's good team play right there. Making sure that everybody in nearby lanes is aware and reacting to the enemy jungler's movement like that. The struggle for Lux continues. Still hasn't gone back to purchase anything, stuck with that single Doran's ring and completely out of mana. Completely outclassed by this Yasuo, who has now just forced her out from underneath her first tower as well, so much so that she's missing out on some of that experience perhaps. Don't worry, Vi's gonna come up here, help hold the lane. He is already level 6 to Vi's 3. She can't have a chance, and this time the little skirmish already broke out down here. Mumu comes in, lands a great long distance bandage. That's going to be the end. Varus flashes in for the kill on Jinx. They're going to try to finish out. A bubble's going to lock down Leona, and a double kill going to Varus. It's a great first couple of steps in this game for Curse now. With that, they may look for an early Baron. Yep, they've already got the 3 of them moving out there. Yasuo is going to follow, and they've got enough wards behind it. They're going to see the Lux here. She's not even level 6, so she can't use her laser to try to burst it down. She's going to throw it down on the trinket. A few spells, wind wall used to good effect there. Mumu getting pretty low. He's going to have to back out. He needs to stay around so he can at least lend that smite. Looks like nobody on CCP is going to try to contest that, though. And that's a dragon mounting up to a little over 2,000 gold advantage here before the 8-minute mark. Now we see the experience difference is still significant here between the two top laners, despite the fact that Shyvana's doing pretty well. Rumble, level 7, going to clear out that pink ward. Shyvana hasn't yet hit 6, although, let's check. Yeah, pretty close. 6 will be soon. Lux, already back from her first buy, has the chalice, so her mana problems are pretty much solved. Yasuo has not gone back. It's getting pretty low. Flashes the laser. Vi is here, does not have 6 yet, so is not brave enough to try to convert that kill. We'll see a first back out of Yasuo. wow, big buys. He went from just that shield to Zeal to Avarice Blade, some wards. It's big money. Bot lane, already another skirmish going down. Looks like Jinx already took the brunt of that exchange, and now they're just trying to throw out a couple of auto attacks as the exchange goes out. That's an unfortunate visual glitch. I hope that wears off. Lots of aggression coming out from the freshly strengthened Yasuo here. He's going to ignite. He missed the knockup, so he's going to have to dash out. And a couple of hits from the minions ended up picking up the kill for Lux. That's just an unfortunate misplay out of Yasuo. If he had landed that tornado, knocked her up, used the ult, it would have been the end of things right then and there. But the fact that he missed that and then chose to continue diving, that's just greedy. And Mumu trying to get something to happen here in the bot lane, just sitting on a ward. Gonna call it, walk back up into his own jungle. Now it's Vi's turn to rotate down here. Is she going to look for this or pick up her red buff? She did not pick up her red buff. Vi is instead investigating the cursed jungle a little bit. A Mumu. Now she's been spotted out by that pink again. Pinged out even. So Mumu's looking for a gank here. Walks past the ward, but it's already too late. Rumble's so far up, she's going to get hit by the bandage. The Mumu ult's going to burn him to hold him in place, and that's the end of Rumble. Kill goes to Shyvana. And with that, she's going to have a pretty good foothold in this lane from here on out. Alright. Bot lane recently picked up level 6 on all 4 members down here, so we can see a really hard lockdown here. But no, the bubble and the wave comes out from Nami first. Leona just walks forward to lock up Varus, but Varus is just single-mindedly focusing on just trying to take down Jinx. She's made it out with a flash, thrown down the chompers to disengage from that encounter, and they've managed to make it out without taking too heavy a loss, but it's only a matter of time for another bubble hits. Vi finally finds this pink ward. This spotted her out twice so far. It's the 3rd time. She's moving down here. After winning that first engage, I think Nami's going to go out for a ward, but she gets caught by Jinx on the way in. The Zapper misses. Vi ult's going to keep her locked down just a little bit. Leona flashing for the stun. The Super Mega Death Rocket picks up Nami, and Varus managed to pick up Leona on the way out, and it's just a 1-for-1. Yasuo is roaming down here. He came a little bit late. Alright. Got a brief moment of calm. Shyvana has already been forced out of the top lane. And we didn't get to see how that happened. Mumu's got his jungle cleared up. Vi is finishing that up here. She's looking to make something happen here mid. Vi is trying to go back, but she's going to cancel that and potentially move in. The Mumu is going to cap Lux, hold her under the tower. The Ignite's going to come down, and she will fall to making a 2nd kill here for Yasuo. So let's sit back, look at this game macro-wise for a second here. Amumu is a few minions behind Vi, but has 3 more assists, so he's had a much stronger presence in the game. The bubble's going to come out, but the Chain of Corruption is going to end up hitting Leona, so it's a good body block by her. Not much going to come of that. Back to the macro look at the game though. Farm between these 2 top laners pretty heavily in Rumble's favor. That advantage is just about balanced out by the pretty heavy farm advantage that we see out of Yasuo in the mid lane. Bot has a slight farm advantage to Jinx, but the 3-0 Varus down here is going to be enormous before too long. He's got 2/3 of his Infinity Edge, and when that does finally come around, it's just going to signal the time for the mid-game wombo to just come out of Curse. It's setting up pink wards. They're trying to take control of this dragon. They have 4 members here. CCP is moving up in the river, trying to take advantage of this. A bandage lands over the wall on Lux. She's using her light binding. She's going to throw out her skills by being kited out. Muma's just zoning everyone out. Super Mega Death Rocket comes in, picks up the kill. But Varus answers back, and it's just not working out for Curse here. There's too much damage coming out of the out of this Jinx here, and it ends up being a triple kill. A 3-for-1 in CCP's favor, and they're going to get this dragon as compensation. In the meantime, it looks like Rumble was in the middle of rotating down in case that team fight managed to last long enough for him to get there. He's pushed the mid lane out a bit. Shyvana's going to be left alone up here to put some damage on this top tower. If he roams away again, that tower's just going to go down. And that's a lot of space that Shyvana can use to farm. Sooner or later, she'll get those defensive stats that she's looking to grab, and will end up just being the unkillable beast that she's destined to be. Roma, on the other hand, will eventually get enough magic penetration that he just throws down an ult and just melts the entire team on Curse. So the two opposite inevitabilities here waiting to happen. It's just a matter of how soon they get there and how ready they are to leave this top lane to have an impact elsewhere in the game. Bot lane, we've got Yasuo trying to come down to roam, make something happen. Gets caught out by Leona while she's warding. She gets picked up by a bubble, but is underneath the tower. The Varus' Chain of Corruptions come out, locking down Jinx. Jinx gets almost immediately destroyed under the tower, but is able to keep alive with a barrier for just a bit longer. Varus finishes her off with a piercing arrow. Nope, that actually, yep, that was good. 2-for-0. Good roam coming out. They're going to try to finish this tower off with what wave they have left, and while he was gone, Vi and Lux are going to try to take this mid tower in retribution. Rumble putting heavy pressure on this top tower, but they only end up getting this mid tower down to about 1/3 of its life left, and bottom tower's gone down. From this point forward, Curse should be ready to start moving their bot lane around and putting that wombo combo into action, grouping up, making huge team fights happen somewhere on this map here. Oh, there comes the Assault and Battery, locking up Yasuo. He's got a lot of move speed though, he's just going to walk away. The Light Binding was on cooldown until that last bit, and it missed. He's going to be fine. A Static Shiv, extra movement speed. And the Merc Tread's going to keep him in pretty good shape. And already, here's the rotation out of bot lane. The Nami wave's going to come out. Completely misses, but the bubble does not. And that gives a good ult opportunity for Yasuo. Lots of damage being thrown out by Varus, but not quite enough. Just enough to force him away from the tower. And they're going to take it to this mid lane. If that bandage hadn't landed, good piercing arrow going to pick that up from range while they continue to take down this tower. Teleport's going to come in from Rumble. And there's the Equalizer coming across, doing tons of damage, but he just sits there and ends up eating damage from the entire Curse team. Varus just sit there a little bit too long, ended up falling to the Rumble damage, but in the end, that's a tower for tower and 3 kills for Curse. So, wait, count that. 2 kills for Curse, 1 for CCP. Slight advantage to Curse. So, here we are, 18 minutes into the game. 12-7 kills in Curse's favor. 2 turrets to 1 in Curse's favor. The gold lead, not huge, just under 3,000 gold here. We've got a lot of ward coverage around this dragon area, but it's not going to spawn for a while now. I expect that as these ultimates start coming back up on Curse, they're going to go for just another big team fight around the first objective they can find. Either that's going to be a buff in CCP's jungle, or perhaps this tower in the top lane, which is already at about a third life. They've recognized that the dragon's not the objective they want to have vision around. They're setting up a bunch of wards here around top lane. Rumble smartly warding over the side, catches vision and Nami up there. And for some reason, they're staying split up and farming in all three lanes of the map right now. Because Tonpu on Varus just isn't happy with the amount of gold he has, or his ability to affect team fights, or perhaps they just haven't stopped to think about what their team comp is and what the best way to play this is. CCP trying to set up a kill bush here, catches Yasuo up with the assault and battery, just flashes away, throws up the wind wall, and he is good to go. Got about half health landed. Amumu lands a bandage in, comes the big wave. Amumu ult lands as well. The big dragon has already jumped in the middle of things. The chain of corruption is locking him down. There's just nothing that CCP can do. That is the devastation that Curse can lay down with their wombo combo. All lands expertly. Just so much CC. The only thing that CCP can do is get lifted up, stunned up, rooted, snared. All of the CC that Curse has to lay down, and all of the damage that they can do in this area effect. It's just going to be a matter of how well they can disengage and spread apart to not be caught by that. In this case, that was a 4v5 because Rumble had stayed top to take that turret, but an inhibitor turret has already gone down in the middle lane for CCP. Looks like they're going to spread out in the jungle, make sure that there's no buffs open for them to take, and recall to spend that big teamfight gold they just earned. That moved them from 3,000 gold in the lead to about, let's see, quick math tells me 7,000 gold in the lead, and 2 extra turrets in map control. Dragon has just spawned. CCP is here on time, ready to pick up a little consolation prize. The early smite comes out, but Curse isn't here to contest it, so that'll bring them back in the game. Only about 5,000 gold behind now. Most of Curse is already purchased, and we'll be back here. A good light binding coming out. Leona ult locking him down. The Lux laser comes out. It throws down the wind wall in a completely incorrect spot, and they might actually be able to hold him down. No, he's going to ult back in, and they're going to turn this. Amumu ult's not quite ready to come out, but it's going to be here soon. They've already picked up 1 kill. Almost have a 2nd kill. There comes the dragon descending in. The equalizer's in a perfect spot here, but it's just not doing enough damage because they're able to move out. The chain of corruption misses completely. The dragon just flashing after Lux, trying to chase her down. It's got the red buff. Should get there eventually, as Nami going to flash for the bubble and going to pick that up. Only one left on CCP here is Rumble. They don't need to chase because they've got minion momentum down mid. They can take this inhibitor. Looks like instead they're just going to start up Baron. Rumble's going to recall. 3 of them already respawned in base on CCP's side. It looks like they don't have the damage or the durability to take that Baron. They're going to back off, and that's a missed inhibitor opportunity for Curse, but another great team fight for them. Setting them back another 7,000 in the lead now, undoing the advantage that dragon got CCP last time. Alright, so the one member on Curse who hadn't gone back to buy after the first of those 2 team fights was Varus, and he's now back in base, spent a ton of gold, now has an Infinity Edge, has the pickaxe, which I expect we'll see become a Last Whisper, and a bubble is going to chain into an ult for Yasuo, but they turn it back around with a light binding and an equalizer from Rumble. That's just enough damage to take out Yasuo because Curse was 2 there without enough wards to see the oncoming members of CCP. just picking fights, getting caught in places when they're not grouped up and ready to fight. And now they're going to lose this mid tower for it. Looks like they're thinking about whether or not they want to fight this at a disadvantage. Bandage misses, so perhaps that's for the best. Shyvana's coming down though, and they do have Rumble low here. Light Binding's going to pop that Banshee's Veil. CCP's walking backwards, trying to disengage. They don't have the Equalizer, but they do have all the other ultimates, so if they really want to fight this, they can. Yasuo has decided not to come down and join them. He's just going to push out the bottom lane. Curse going to rotate up for an easy tower here. This last outer tower in the top lane. And no, they're not going to rotate to that tower. They're going to set up a kill bush. They've set up wards here in the jungle, which is smart, but also here in the mid lane, so they could potentially collapse on them over this wall here. They see all the members here. Let's look for a good Moo bandage come out. Rumble is the first one out. He's going to check the bush. He checked the right bush at the wrong time. He is all by himself, flashing away, trying to run away past his outer tower, back to Curse's base. He throws out the equalizer just to try to get some damage out before he falls. It's not much damage. Vi's going to try to come back in and engage on Varus. He gets caught and gets brought down with a lot of damage. But meanwhile, can the rest of Curse put out any damage? That's the most powerful member of their team that just went down, thanks to Vi. And as it turns out, they have plenty of CC on their team as well, as long as they land those light bindings. Leona contributes a lot. Jinx contributes a lot with the Flame Chompers, and they were able to turn that fight around for themselves. The only problem, though, is that was a 4v5. We've got Yasuo down here, pushed since the last time we saw him from his tower all the way up to their inhibitor tower down here. As a result, CCP couldn't get any objectives from winning that team fight by pushing up to this top tower that they were almost at. They have to respond to that, so it's just a gold advantage they get out of that without being able to convert it to a map advantage. Yasuo barely made it out of that one. Leon dropping the word on him. Alright, let's see how much unspent gold we have. All of Curse has gone back to buy. We've got a longsword, so close to that last whisper since he's sitting on about 900. In fact, that 960 I think is the purchase price, so yeah, he should go back and get that last whisper for Varus. Meanwhile, everybody else, let's see, we've got a last whisper on Yasuo. He's picked up plenty of magic to do this. Shyvana is sort of splitting her time between the Buildwater Cutlass and some armor and Warden's Veil. Three of them finally managed to take that top tower. Curse trying to disengage this 2v5 that they found in mid. There's just a lot of chain CC coming out. They made it out of the equalizer pretty well. The solar flare locks them up for a bit. They ended up just getting chunked down to about half of their 2 lives here. And despite the fact that they're low, it looks like they know they have a pretty big advantage and are ready to just shove down this mid lane and force any fight that they can get. Good sidestep there. Spread out the damage a little bit. Light binding the zappers. They're pushing down. It's time. They picked up this inhibitor. Out comes the Chain of Corruption after Varus took a light binding. He's just in the thick of things. Not very good positioning on his part. Flame Chompers and Super Mega Death Rocket is going to clean him up, but this time Curse is fighting his 5. They've got plenty of AoE damage. Shyvana is just chasing out Jinx, but she's doing a great job of kiting. Leona finally goes down and just back to kiting for Jinx. Is almost able to cut this dragon off, but she's going to go down in the end thanks to extra move speed and heals from Nami. And they're going to take this inhibitor. They took that team fight 3. Let's see, they actually only went 1 for 5 because Moo made it out alive barely. He's coming back from the fountain now. It's a good round 50,000 gold for Curse now. They're ahead about 9,000 gold, and the first inhibitor of the game means that they now have pressure in that mid lane. They can move around, and CCP's base is going to be under threat of super minions, while they're either losing parts of their base or dedicating one of their members just to clearing that lane out every once in a while. Similar to previous fights though, we've got CCP pinging out the dragon. They know that Curse is not controlling this very well, and they're going to take this as a constellation prize yet again. Curse kind of wandering around trying to set up some more wards to control this map a little while, but they don't have their minds on the timers for these buffs because they haven't had vision of them on the past 2 times the CCP's cleared them. They just now checked, found that it's down. They still don't know when it will be up again. Alright. Shyvana's running back from base with home guards. CCP is already grouped up as 5. It looks like we're close to another big team fight. The minions pushing down mid lane here gonna keep CCP occupied for a bit. Curse is gonna try to set up control around the Baron Nashor. We've got this bush dewarded, got a couple people just sitting in it, acting as bait. We got the other 3 members here. Oh, there goes the sweeper. The jig is up. They're gonna back off. CCP moves in. Are they going to take control of this area? They have sweepers. They have 1. It's on cooldown. It's 30 minutes of the game, folks. It's time to switch your trinkets out. You gotta have sweepers. Oh, there's the Talisman of Ascension. Chain of Corruption comes out, completely missing. The Tidal Waves comes out, hits 3 on its way down. Vi's going to dive straight onto Varus. He's able to take her out without much trouble. The rest of CCP isn't able to follow the Vi, and they're just taken down in the process of trying to get there. That's a good, clean, decisive team fight for Curse, and they should be able to finish this game out. Got a bandage landing on Dachucky. He's going to go down with style under these last 2 turrets as they get destroyed by these super minions. Here we are, 30 minutes of the game, 12 kills to 31, 45 to 57,000 gold. Curse takes a win for week 5.